What's up, guys? This video review is going to be for the Pioneer X4, which is the belt version of Wowgo's new skateboard. They released 2 new skateboards on their website today. I also reviewed the other one, which is a hub version called the Pioneer 4. So if you want to see that, you can go in the link in the description and check that out. But you're here for the X4. Let's get to unboxing it and check it out. So this is what the outside of the box looks like. Let's get to unboxing this thing right away. All right, so cool. This looks exactly like the Pioneer 4, and you can tell this is the X4 because it has the logo right here on this side. On the other side, you're gonna have Wowgo's logo here, and then you're gonna have their slogan, Passion on the Go, on that side. You're gonna have your up arrow right here. This is gonna let you know the board's direction on which way it's pointed. One thing that caught my eye on this skateboard is the orange wheels in here. So I definitely want to get this unboxed and check it out. This kind of reminds me of the boosted boards back in the day. So let's shoot some B-roll real quick and show you the skateboard up close on my DSLR camera, and then we'll end up unboxing the rest of this. Hopefully you guys like that B-roll shot of the skateboard. Honestly, I'm in love with the wheels. The white and orange that are on them, they're so sick. I can't get over how they look. All right, now to the unboxing. Now this is your traditional Wowgo box. Looks like every other one that you get from them. You got some stickers, like you always get. And then you are going to have the owner's manual right here, which you can go through. It's nice to have this if you're very new to skateboards. It will tell you everything about it and how to change it in 2 miles per hour or kilometers per hour. So it looks like it comes with a bicycle tail light. It's cool that they include a light, but how does this attach to the skateboard? The other one came with a light also, so if you do get the X4 or the Pioneer 4, they will both come with this. But I'm curious to see how this fits. So if I'm thinking how this fits correctly, I'm thinking it goes around this and then it hooks around the trucks. So I think that's exactly how it goes right there. So it's actually pretty nice if you don't have any shed lights. So that's pretty cool. All right, so next to that tail light, you're gonna have some extra belts. They give you 2 just in case you end up ripping one and get a rock stuck in there or something like that. It does happen. I will say it's never happened to me on all the times I've rode a skateboard for the last like 2 years. Now this is the 2-in-1 package. So you are gonna get cloud wheels in this, and they're gonna be 105s. And I love these things. You are gonna lose some range if you do install these on the skateboard, but comfort, these are nice to have. Here is a comparison of the wheels. So your board will sit a little bit higher if you do put these cloud wheels on here, but you can't get over how good these look. Coming over here, you got your standard remote. This remote comes with every single Wowgo skateboard. It never changes. It's very nice and similar feeling if you've had other Wowgo skateboards in the past. I don't mind the remote, it's pretty nice. Over here, you got your T-tool, and you have some extra bolts in here too, just in case some of them wiggle loose over your period of time riding the skateboard. Shouldn't happen, but it is nice it's included. Underneath that, it looks like you have your charging port for the remote. It's gonna be Type-C, which is very nice, so it should charge up pretty fast. Then you're gonna have your Allen tool right here. If I can get this thing out, this thing is stuck in there. All right, so you have your 3mm, your 4mm, and your 2.5mm. So this is gonna be if you need to take your trucks off or do any of that type of work. And then the last thing in the box is going to be the charger. It's gonna be in 2 pieces. So this part is gonna go into the wall, and then you have your actual brick with a little cable hanging off of it. And this is gonna be a 2-amp charger. It's not a fast charger by any means, so it is gonna take a few hours to charge your skateboard. We'll get into that a little bit later in the video. But it is very compact and looks big on paper, but it only weighs about 1 pound, so it's pretty nice. You can put it in your backpack and travel with it. All right, so after you guys seen the unboxing and how cool the skateboard looks, now we gotta ride it, we gotta see how it is. But the thing is, I did not charge the skateboard, so it's gonna be tomorrow when I go and ride it, but for you guys, it's gonna be 2 seconds, so I'll see you guys in a little bit, real quick. All right, guys, so we are out here on the Pioneer X4 belt version. I don't know if you guys can hear the motors at all, but it does have a little bit of a noise to it, but personally, I like it. Now, one thing I want to show you before we even get started on this ride is this. This skateboard has a standby feature, so all you have to do is come to the remote and hold it on, and then it will automatically turn on your board also, so you don't ever have to keep reaching down underneath the skateboard to turn it on. Most skateboard companies are now implementing that feature this year, 2022, but in 2021 and 2020, there was not many companies having that feature, and it is so nice to have on skateboards if you're not used to having it on yours, if you have an older board. All right, so we have modes 1, 2, 3, and turbo. So we're gonna start on 1. We're gonna see what our top speed is on every single mode. All right, so mode 1 is looking like 9 miles per hour. Mode number 2 looks like it's giving us 15 miles per hour. Now going up to mode 3 and turbo are gonna be our fastest modes, so make sure you have your helmet and be careful out there. So let's go on the 3 right now. All right, so we're looking at 21 miles per hour in mode number 3. All right, we're in turbo mode. Let's see what our top speed can be if this budget vehicle gets out of the way. 27, woo! 27 miles per hour, we're moving pretty fast. So that is 1 more mile per hour less than what they say it's supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure if I would have stayed on it or I had a better streak, because I was in the road, it's kind of like a gravelish road. I'm pretty sure if I was on a smooth surface, I would have probably hit 28 miles per hour. One thing I wanted to mention from this skateboard compared to the other Pioneer 4 that they just came out with, now this one is a lot more stiffer. And I was wondering why, because I haven't adjusted none of the bushings or the trucks or nothing like that, and I realized Wowgo is actually using Wowgo branded trucks on this skateboard. So if you can see down in there, it says Wowgo on the trucks. The other Pioneer 4 board does not have Wowgo trucks. I will say that these trucks feel way more better for high speed runs compared to the Pioneer 4, but if you want to be able to carve and do a lot of that stuff, you might want to pick up the non-belt version. I know the skateboard does about a 25 to 30% incline, and we're gonna see what it does at the bottom of this hill coming up. We're doing about 21 miles per hour up the hill in turbo mode. So yeah, it's not gonna do top speed, but I never felt it struggling at all whatsoever. Now going back to what I was just recently saying, now you can still carve on this board no problem. It turns very nice, and obviously you could loosen up the trucks or tighten them. But I'm just saying that when you first get this skateboard, it definitely feels tighter and a lot better right out of the box without any adjustments. All right guys, I'm going for 28 miles per hour. 28. 28, can you guys see that? 27. You're going against the wind now. All right, I'm seeing 27 now. I did see 28 for a second though. So far guys, the belt version of the Pioneer series, this is feeling so much better than the hub version. If you ask me, so far it is worth it, but we still have more tests to do. So let's do a 0 to 28 miles per hour, see how it feels, and then we gotta get into the braking test. All right, so let's turn on the skateboard with our remote. The remote comes on, and boom, skateboard's ready to go. All right guys, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh! Yeah, this thing definitely picks up a lot faster. 25 miles an hour, 27. Woo-hoo-hoo! Man, we are moving on this thing. The belt version definitely feels like it pulls better than the hub version of the Pioneer. And yeah, this one just feels awesome. It does have a little bit of noise, so if you guys don't like that noise, you can always get the hub version and you can be very discreet and quiet wherever you go. But I kind of like having a little bit of noise out of my skateboard, so I don't mind the belts, and I also like the fact that you can change out the wheels, the pulleys, and the gear size, so you can do whatever kind of setup you want. If you want more torque, you want more top speed. One thing you guys are going to be shocked by are the brakes, which we're going to do this test right now. This thing stops way better than the hub version, so let's go. 22 miles per hour, let's try to stop right at this bench, so I'm doing 20. Woo! Holy crap. Wow, this thing stops. It stopped so fast that I felt like I was gonna fly off of it, so I actually had to let off the brakes a little bit. But we stopped right where this little guy was at, which he just poked his head in there. But so yeah, we started braking around right here, and that's how far the skateboard went. That's actually like twice as better as the hub version. So if you want better brakes, go for the belt version. I'm gonna do one more test with the brakes, and I'm gonna see if I can hold it without falling off the board. I am doing 18 miles per hour, and I'm gonna do it at this little thing right here. Ooh, ooh. Nope, can't do it. Oh man, okay, so this thing brakes so much better. Literally pull the trigger all the way back, it will slide. Compared to the other one, I can have it locked in the full braking position and it will slowly come to a stop. But I will say this is a little bit more dangerous if you're new to skateboards, the way it stops. So if you want something a little bit more safer, the hub version will probably be better on braking. All right guys, real quick before we jump into the skateboard and start going over like the ESC, the battery, all that kind of stuff, I want to give a huge shout out to XNITO or XNITO. It's something like that, but it's a very cool helmet. It's for people that have class like 3 bikes or skateboards, anything that does about 28 miles an hour, you're definitely going to be protected. And you can hit this button right here. You got flashing lights in the back and you have a dedicated light up in the front. Now the dedicated light up in the front isn't gonna dim or get brighter. It always has one mode in the front, but the back is gonna have 3 different modes. So you can hit this, you can have a solid light, which I kind of like the solid light, or you can have a like a strobing feature. Pretty cool. If you guys do want to check out these helmets, the link will be in the description if you guys want to buy one, and if you want to save some money, you can use my discount code, which will save you about 15 bucks, so you can get it for somewhere around $135 or so. All right, so I had to move out of the section that I was at. A bunch of people on bikes came through, so we moved over to this little bench right here, and I'm hoping I can show you guys the skateboard a little. So if you didn't already know, the battery is gonna be right here in the front. It is a 12S2P. It is 345 watt hours, 8.0 amp hours. Your ESC is gonna be on this side. It's a Hobby Wing 5.0, and it's a 9093. Now these motors in the back are my favorite part. The skateboard picks up very nice and well, no problems with it whatsoever. It only has 20 more watts than the hub version, but I just love the sound and I love the belts and all that kind of stuff. It is gonna be 2 700 watt motors and they are 4230. And again, I mentioned it already, but it does have Wowgo trucks right in here, if you could see that, compared to the hub version. The bushings on here are gonna be 95A, which I feel like they're perfect for these trucks. Oh, and one more thing about the battery I forgot to mention is that they're now using 21700 cells in these batteries, which is way, way better than the 18650. So good on Wowgo for going that route. Right here is where you're gonna turn the skateboard on whenever it sits overnight or something like that. It does have a standby mode. I'm not exactly sure how long it is. It's probably like 15 or 30 minutes or so. But once you pass that, you do have to hit this button every time to turn it on. And then after that, you don't have to worry about it on your rides. Your remote will automatically turn it on in standby mode. But right next to this, we have some heat fins. And these are very new. So it's supposed to dissipate the heat from the ESC. So that's actually kind of nice. So hopefully it won't overheat in this California weather we have over here. Now, I don't want to say the skateboard doesn't have any cons, because it definitely does. Because the battery size is the same as the hub version, and you have your belt tension and all that kind of stuff, it's definitely gonna get less range. So you're looking at maybe 18 to 20 miles of range on this one, compared to the other one, I believe was 21 to 22 miles of range. They're pretty similar, but at the same time, still, you're not gonna get as good as range on this board. Now, another con of this skateboard is it is heavier than the hub version. And that's mainly because you have your belts, your pulleys, all that kind of stuff in the rear. So it's mostly the rear section that's gonna be a little bit more heavier, but honestly, it's not gonna matter once you're riding it. And it's not even by a pound, it's probably a quarter of a pound or half a pound heavier. All right guys, so now we gotta do a flyby so we can see how loud this skateboard is when we're actually moving. So I'll put the mic on the GoPro so you can actually hear what it sounds like if you're gonna pass people on a trail or anywhere that you ride at. So obviously it makes some noise, but it's not that bad if you ask me. I actually kind of like it. All right, so it says I have done 5.3 miles. I want to say like 4 of those miles were in turbo mode when I went down to that hill in the very beginning of the video. And it's doing very well on range, I will say. But keep in mind, this is probably not gonna get over 20 miles of range if you ride it real aggressive. But if you keep it easy and you keep it in mode 1, I think you'll get some really good range out of it. Now, the weight capacity of this skateboard is 330 pounds. That is up there. Some of my carbon fiber decks that I have that are like thousands of dollars, they only support like 260 pounds. So this doing 330 pounds of weight on it is pretty nice. I'm gonna stand on it and I'm gonna show you guys the flex. But before I show you that real quick, I forgot to mention, this skateboard also has foam grip tape. As I've been riding, I haven't felt any fatigue in my feet or anything like that. It's very thick, I like it. All right, so I'm gonna get on the skateboard so you guys can see the flex of it. Hopefully I don't run away on you guys. Let me try to get over here a little bit. All right, so not too bad of a flex. This deck is made out of bamboo, fiberglass, and Canadian maple. So it is very, very comfortable if you wanna ride it for long periods of time. You definitely want a skateboard that flexes if you're gonna be on long journeys. It just makes everything so much better. And if you wanna know, I'm 165 pounds, and this is the flex that I get if I stand right in the middle. But if I really stood on it like a normal person, this is the amount of flex that I get to it. It's pretty nice. Something you guys might not know if you're not into skateboards, electric skateboards in any way, you do have a reverse button on here, which a lot of people don't know about or how to get to. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So if I'm coming this direction, but I wanna go back this way, all you have to do is come to this remote, hit the power button twice, and you do have to come to a complete stop though, keep that in mind, and then you can automatically start going backwards. Now, this is a great feature to me if you ever need to get your skateboard to come to you and you don't want to walk and grab it and bring it to you. All you have to do is put it in reverse or forward, depending on what direction your board is pointed, and you can bring it right to you. So far, guys, awesome skateboard. I'm loving it. It's pretty nice. Is it worth the money? I mean, it is 800 bucks. So honestly, that's just gonna really depend on your wallet. But I will say, I feel like this is better than the hub version of the Pioneer skateboard. They both got released today. If you're watching this video on the day that it came out anyways, October 1st. And I don't know, I like it. It reminds me of the 2S Max. That one was pretty decently fast also, but I feel like this one is a little tiny bit better. And I love the concave of the deck. It's very nice and subtle. The foam grip tape, the orange wheels. I just kind of like the overall design. It's kind of in the middle range. It's not your high-end performance skateboard, but it's not your very low-end. It's kind of like an intermediate skateboard. So if you're looking to step up your game from those $400 or $500 skateboards and you kind of want something that's a little bit better, but nothing too crazy, I feel like the skateboard would be very, very good for most of you guys out there. I will say though, if you guys are in the carving and doing all that kind of stuff and sharp turns, you might want to go with the hub version because these trucks are a little bit more stiffer. I know you can do your own adjustments, but these are definitely going to be a little bit more stiffer. So if you want something more loose, then go with the hub version. I will say that those wheels are not very good for surfaces like that. Now that's a bridge that I have to cross all the time on this trail, and it is not very comfortable. So you could put the cloud wheels on and it would be way more comfortable on that thing back there. All right guys, so I have 8.2 miles on the skateboard now and we are down 2 battery bars. So we got 3 left out of 5. This is one of my favorite sections of the park right here. It's kind of coming up this little hill. Now I'm full out. I'm on the throttle as much as I can go and it's 24 miles per hour. It's a little windy too, so we're going against the wind. Yep, still 24 miles an hour coming up this thing. Man, that was a very fun ride. This is a great skateboard. I love it. It sounds great. The braking on it is phenomenal, like very good. It's like a high-end skateboard. Love the braking on this thing compared to the hub version. I really can't say too much about the hub version being terrible other than the brakes, and it barely picks up just a tad bit slower than this one right here. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty nice, whichever one you get, but I do feel like this one is the one to get for only 50 bucks more. One thing I totally forgot to mention that I wanted to tell you guys is that obviously we already know the motors are underneath the skateboard. They're not sticking out the back. Now, I do like when skateboard companies put them way out here because they look so beefy and it looks like it's an electric skateboard. This one's kind of hard to tell it's an electric skateboard if you just saw it real quick, someone standing on it and they weren't actually moving. But the good thing about this being underneath the skateboard is this. So let's just say you're riding, you maybe fall off your skateboard, your skateboard goes one direction, you go the other, or your skateboard's just free coasting by itself and your motors are sticking out and it's coming, boom, it just hits like a wall. Now, if it hits it hard enough, you could mess up your motor. So your motor's not being exposed out on the outside of the skateboard. The first thing you're gonna mess up is the deck, the edge of the deck. But you can always go on Amazon too and order like the skateboard edge guards or something like that. I forget what they're called. I'll probably have a link in the description for you guys. But the fact that they're underneath, they're pretty nice so you don't mess anything up. So who can I say this skateboard's for and why should you buy it? Well, I feel like between the two that just came out today, I would go with this one. I've been saying in the video this whole entire time, not just because it's more expensive and I'd get more commission, it has nothing to do with that. You guys can save money, use my discount code, but I'm not saying you guys need to use it. You don't save that much using my discount code, but it does help out the channel if you guys want to use it. But overall, what I'm trying to say is, this is gonna be more so for like the intermediate type of rider to pro level. It is a very fast skateboard for what it is. Any novice can get on it. Just stay in mode 1 and 2 and you should be completely fine. It is up there in price though, so there is other boards you can get. I would pick this up over the Wowgo 3, which this is replacing the Wowgo 3. But if you can find a Wowgo 3 used, then I would say jump on that instead of picking this up new. But just some things to remember. You're gonna get less range on this skateboard than you are for the hub version of the same exact type of skateboard, and that you're gonna have some noise with the skateboard also. But for the most part, these boards are identical to each other. The only difference is the 20 extra watts on the belt version, and then, I don't know, the battery's the same. The trucks are different though. These are Wowgo trucks, keep that in mind. You will get cool looking wheels. I'm actually surprised these didn't get dirty. I did get some stuff stuck in them though, like a thorn or whatever, but very nice and clean. I think if you just clean these off with a nice wet towel, I think you get rid of this. I thought they were gonna get a lot more dirtier than that, so it's pretty nice that they're holding up. I only know that I did like 8 miles of range and I was down to my last 3 battery bars, but for the most part, Wowgo is a very good company to work for. I haven't had any issues working with them. I've never had a single board they've gave me that had issues that I ever had to hit them up for any warranty service or anything like that. But if you ever do have a problem with one of their skateboards, I think they give you like a 180-day warranty. If you have any issues, you can contact them over email. I think you can go through the website also, but they will have all their information so you can go on there and check it out. But overall, I'm happy with the skateboard. So if you guys are looking to get one of these and get a slight discount, I know it's not a lot, but you guys can apply XXX Rider in the checkout on Wowgo's website. I will put a link down in the description so you guys can check it out. I really appreciate you guys watching the video all the way to the end, but let me know, drop a comment, which one would you buy? Would you buy the hub version or the belt version? I'm just curious to know, or maybe there's another company that you're gonna buy a skateboard from that has similar specs, or maybe it beats this price, or I don't know, power range, whatever you're looking for, just let me know. Drop a comment and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.